You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku on this Wednesday, April 17th. Good evening. I'm Chris Palermo. Here's what's happening. During a recent hearing, Senator Jackie Rosen goes back and forth with Postmaster Louis DeJoy due to his proposal on moving Reno's mail system to Sacramento. R.J. Camacho reports.
On April 16th, a Senate hearing was held for the U.S. Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee. Nevada Senator Jackie Rosen attended the meeting, demanding that the Postmaster General Louis DeJoy provide information regarding the impact of what she calls his misguided proposal to downsize and relocate mail processing operations from Reno to Sacramento. She states this hurts Nevadans.
Under your proposal, if one of my constituents in Reno were to mail a birthday card to her mother who lives on the other side of town, the letter is going to be driven 130 miles over to Sacramento, California, and then sent 130 miles back to Nevada to reach its final destination.
She continued onward, stating that Postmaster DeJoy's staff has constantly asserted that his plans won't be undermining delivery standards for Nevada. However, she says that he hasn't explained how this is possible, nor has he provided any of the data he's collected. She then began to question Postmaster DeJoy.
So, Mr. DeJoy, yes or no, do you happen to know how many days per year, on average, the Donner Pass is closed due to extreme weather conditions?
Why would I know that?
Well, you're the Postmaster General, and you're saying that you're going to go over this. So let me tell you, there were 15 road closures for over 37 days of closures just last winter alone. So, yes or no, before you proposed your plan to move out of Reno, did you collect data on the potential impact to mail service from severe weather conditions on Donner Pass? Yes or no, please?
Yes, within the organization. We
so can I have that data? Your team has refused to give that to us. We are the Oversight Committee. I believe that the United States Congress has a right to this information.
I will give you the data that we have. I'll get with the team and
send
you the data we have.
So, the two then have a back-and-forth exchange regarding Senator Rosen not receiving the data she has requested from Postmaster DeJoy's office, stating that she can only assume the reason she doesn't have the data is because DeJoy instructed his staff to not provide it.
I believe that I have to assume the reason I don't have the data is because you instructed your staff not to provide it to me when we requested it last month.
I think that's very inaccurate and presumptuous.
It wasn't provided to me when I asked for it last month, and it wasn't provided when we asked for it last week.
I didn't direct my staff to do anything with regard.
Fair enough.
In fact, you've been briefed many times.
So what about the impact of your plan on Nevada's veterans? We have over 225,000 veterans in Nevada. Yes or no? Did you collect data on the impact in Nevada veterans?
Mail delivered. Wherever their veterans live, this should have no impact.
So will you provide me that data? Will you provide me the data? Because if you didn't have it,
we can provide our plan as to how the mail will be transported.
So you didn't specifically see how it would impact Nevada veterans. That's actually unacceptable to me as well. Again, asked this information over a month ago.
If a veteran lives at a delivery point in Nevada. Okay,
Nevada. It's Nevada, sir. Please say it correctly. It's Nevada.
If a veteran lives at a delivery point, our intention is to give him the mail in a timely service that we have.
You're not giving him in the timely service now. So what makes you think it's going to go in 4 days? I hope to see the data by the end of the day, please.
Senator Rosen finishes her argument stating that an audit was conducted on the Postal Service implementing these changes. However, she claims that service performance was not included as a measure of success. She then asks if DeJoy has conducted any analysis on how his proposed changes would impact mail delivery service. DeJoy responds stating that those are two separate operations and separate types of transactions, to which Senator Rosen assumes as a no to her question.
So you didn't feel that you had a due diligence to understand how Nevada's senior citizens, veterans, small business owners, and rural communities who depend on the post office for their lives and livelihoods.
Senator, we intend to meet the service standards.
You're not meeting it now, and you've refused. You have not provided us the data of what you've made this assessment on.
More news now. On Thursday, April 11th, Governor Joe Lombardo signed an executive order to combat the state's shortage of health care workers. Anthony Roberts files this report.
Nevada Governor Joe Lombardo has recently signed an executive order which will address the state's shortage of healthcare workers. This order was signed last Thursday, April 11th, which will direct the Patient Protection Commission to devise recommendations for ensuring Nevada residents have more access to quality care throughout the state. The next report from the commission is expected to outline the recommendations, which will be due later this year. The order stated that demand for care is expected to outpace the supply, and Nevada will have to have a plan for a growing workforce. The order has also noted that access to health care is even more challenging for rural residents. The commission will be charged with looking at any administrative hurdles that may hinder the recruitment and retention of healthcare workers and ensure that provider reimbursements incentivize quality and value for the taxpayer dollar.
And a person in Vegas is arrested after stealing an ambulance and crashing it.
A person is in custody following a motor vehicle accident involving a stolen Las Vegas Fire Department ambulance early this morning on April 17th. The vehicle was reported stolen from the 400 block of Fremont Street at approximately 6:15 a.m. And, according to a spokesperson for Las Vegas Fire and Rescue, the ambulance was stolen as medical personnel were helping someone. The vehicle was found after colliding with another one at the intersection of Centennial Parkway and Pecos Road in North Las Vegas. Only minor injuries were reported, and the suspect, who has not been identified, was taken into custody. As of reporting, no other information has been given at this time.
Coming up, reaction from local residents to the death of O.J. Simpson. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Good evening. I'm Chris Palermo. Here's what's happening. Las Vegas is home to an eclectic population. Our Las Vegas correspondent, Maria Centers, now joins us with the latest reactions out of the city about O.J. Simpson's death.
Mere days ago, the legend that is O.J. Simpson died of prostate cancer at the age of 76, surrounded by his 5 children here in Las Vegas. The Juice will forever be known around the world for his athleticism, strategy, and God-given talents. I spoke to locals here in Las Vegas about O.J. Simpson's passing.
Everybody makes their mistakes in life, whether they're, athlete, just a person in life and in general. Things happen in life, but, as a Christian, you're supposed to forgive. And that's what we were taught and raised up. So for me, life goes on. Everybody makes their mistakes, but then if you're a true Christian, you believe in what you believe in, then God gives you forgiveness to move on in your life, and then that's the way things are supposed to be, the way we were raised.
The Pro Bowler and Heisman Trophy winner played in the NFL for 11 seasons and was the #1 pick in the 1969 NFL-AFL Common Draft.
He's been through a lot. Prayers to him and his family, all his loved ones, prayers to his kids, blessings to the family. I just want my condolence, my condolence. It was very unexpected. I woke up and the news was horrible for me. It hurt. Really, what I really want to say is that he still lived through us, He was very powerful.
Regarded as one of the greatest running backs of all time, Orenthal James Simpson was born on July 9, 1947, and raised in the volatile projects of San Francisco before taking his last breaths here in Clark County on April 10, 2024.
Condolences to his family and his children and anybody else that loved O.J. as much as America did. I just want to say condolences to the family, to his friends, and may he rest in peace.
And we weren't on the jury, so we really don't know.
Exactly. And everybody can speculate on what happened and what did happen, what didn't happen, but only the Lord knows, and he doesn't make mistakes, and the good Lord, he'll make it right by and by.
Reporting right here from Las Vegas, I'm Maria Centers with News 25 Las Vegas.
And as a reminder, KPVM covers not only Nye County, but Las Vegas, which is in Clark County as well. More news now. After multiple public hearings last summer, Clark County commissioners have officially announced a new ordinance on street vending.
On April 16th, Clark County leaders passed new ordinance affecting street vendors in unincorporated parts of the Las Vegas Valley after a series of public town hall meetings occurred last year regarding the issue. Clark County commissioners had unanimously voted for an ordinance that now requires street vendors to close up shop at 9 p.m. This now also requires that street vendors operate at least 500 feet away from parks and schools and restricts them from operating within 100 feet of other food establishments. In addition to this, street vendors now have to get business licenses, follow health codes, and attain insurance coverage. Clark County released a statement on this, stating that, before today's action by the board, sidewalk vending was not previously permitted in Clark County. With health and safety top of mind, today's public hearing and the passage of this ordinance is a result of the significant effort Clark County has put forward to not only regulate a previously unpermitted industry, but also to balance the perspectives of the community and vendors in an equitable licensure process. However, some local street vendors fear that the new ordinance may threaten their livelihoods due to preventing them from selling near parks and schools. They also asked for fairness in regards to the ordinance and stated that they rely on these earnings in order to feed their families. The new ordinance is set to take effect on April 30th.
And the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children have started an online escape room that highlights the dangers kids face from predators who try to exploit them.
Every day at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, we are responding to calls, to reports of children who are being extorted online. We have daily, real-life examples of children who are going through horrific experiences. That's why we thought it was so important to create this campaign, to get the attention of parents, to get the attention of adults, so they recognize this new wave of crime that's facing our kids, and they can get involved and try to keep it from happening. The campaign is based on real cases, real life scenarios where offenders have spoken to kids and ended up extorting them for money. So this campaign isn't a marketing campaign. This campaign is true life examples of how kids can be exploited online, and that honestly should get everybody's attention. Every parent knows that feeling when for even just a short moment of time you do not know where your child is in a store, and that overwhelming fear that takes over you. What we don't see is the same understanding of the consequences of what is happening to children online and how they're being exploited. So what this campaign, No Escape Room, does is we're trying to give adults, parents, people who care about the children in their lives, a glimpse into how quickly this crime can occur and how a child would be impacted. It's a riveting campaign that we really hope raises awareness amongst adults that they can talk to their kids, talk to your kids about what might happen to them, talk to your kids about what might happen to their friends, so they would know, God forbid something does happen, that you are somebody they can come to for help. It's a really noisy world out there. We needed to create a campaign that would get people's attention. We created a riveting video that allows an adult to go through and see firsthand what a child experiences when they're being extorted online. They will make choices along with the child in the video and see where the video leads them. Most importantly, throughout the course of watching it, safety information is going to be provided that allows them to learn more about the crime and also how they can keep kids that they love safer. What I found most interesting about the video is it really gives an excellent view of how pervasive the technology is throughout our days. The child is in the car talking to his mom at the same time he's texting somebody who he met online. He's at the dinner table texting the same time he's talking to somebody online. And I think that there's a tendency to assume that something is happening with somebody in another room. This is happening throughout the day. The phone in the kids' hands. They are in communication with individuals all around the world, all day long. So it's more important than ever to talk to your kids, understand what they're doing online, and make sure they know they can come to you if something goes wrong, because kids can get overwhelmed very easily and they just need a trusted adult to help them out of a situation.
Coming up in sports, Vegas Golden Knights winners last 3 in a row. Mikey has your outlook for the playoffs.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyers, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back to News 25. A lot going on in sports. We'll tell you what's going on with the Aviators. And Time Magazine names their Sports Person of the Year. Mikey Ruhan with your look at sports now.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at www.kpvm.tv and now on Roku. Golden Knights jumped into third place into the Pacific Division by beating the Chicago Blackhawks last night 3-1. Their final game of the regular season is Thursday against the Anaheim Ducks. Las Vegas Aviators in action last night against the Tacoma Rainers. The Rainers rained on the parade 14-0. Rematch today, 7:05. Las Vegas Aviators are debuting a new name along with some new threads this season. Their new identity, the Las Vegas Gamblers. They'll be wearing those uniforms for one night only this Saturday, April 20th, when they face the Tacoma Rainers at the Las Vegas ballpark. Las Vegas Aces star OJ Wilson has been named to the 2024 Time 100 list, the annual list of Time Magazine's 100 most influential people in the world. Tom Brady, the former NFL quarterback who owns a minority stake in the Aces, wrote the entry on Wilson for Time. He said, "Wilson is not just an incredible athlete. She is also an inspiration to all who witness her talent and drive." And Pahrump Valley Trojan varsity softball and baseball are both at home today against the Meadows School. Both those games are in progress. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Thank you very much, Michael. We're all excited about some postseason hockey from the Vegas Golden Knights. In April is STI Awareness Month, and reports show that sexually transmitted infections are on the rise. Among the highest are cases of syphilis.
Why that is, I'm not particularly certain. I think part of it is that there's a lot with syphilis where there is unknown primary cases, and then lack of diagnosis, lack of awareness, and then transmission to other partners after that.
Dr. Donald Dumford is an infectious disease specialist for Cleveland Clinic. He says symptoms of syphilis can include painless ulcers and sores on the genitals, body rashes, muscle pain, and fatigue. If left untreated, it can cause blindness and damage your organs. Dr. Dumford says the best way to prevent sexually transmitted infections is to use protection and regularly get tested. There is also no shame in going in for an examination if you suspect you may have contracted something. The sooner you are treated, the better.
As far as treatment goes, there are different options depending on which sexually transmitted infection it is, all of which are relatively benign and mostly well tolerated.
And according to the CDC, HPV is considered the most common sexually transmitted infection out there, which is why the HPV vaccine is recommended. It can help protect against HPV infections that can progress to cancer.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Beautiful pictures outside the KPVM TV studios. Well, we started out with brilliant sunshine. Some of these wispy clouds have moved in, but the heat is being turned on. Complete forecast in a bit.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Good evening, Nevada. I'm Rory Rosell here from the Channel 25 Weather Studios and streaming everywhere at KPVM.TV and now Roku. Taking a look at Nevada right now, up in northern Nevada, Fernley is at 70 degrees, Fallon is at 71, Carson City at 69, Tonopah at 71 degrees as well, Goldfield at 75 degrees, Beatty at 83, Amargosa at 89 degrees, Las Vegas at 87, and Death Valley is at 98 degrees. Here in the Paradise of Pahrump, it is currently 84 degrees. The high today just a little while ago was 86 degrees. The humidity today was 12%. It was mostly sunny and the sun rose this morning at 6:07 in the morning and set at 7:19 p.m. The low tonight is going to be 55 degrees and the humidity does raise up to 31%. But clear skies this tonight. Let's look at the rest of the week. It looks like we're going to be staying in the mid to high 80s and into the 90s next week. Mostly sunny, but there is some clouds throughout the next few days and into next week. But other than that, I hope you enjoy all of the nice weather that is coming with us this week. Back to the desk, here's Chris.
Thank you very much. A low dew point and a high temperature. I'll take it. That'll do it for us tonight. I'm Chris Palermo, News 25. Make it a great night.